Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be the session 2 in Playwright automation series. So in the last session, we had looked at the introduction to Playwright. And in this particular session, we are going to go further and look at how to install Playwright, how to download the tools which are required for Playwright. So we are going to follow all these steps. So first of all, we have to install node.js in our operating system. So let's get on to that. So I have gone to my web browser and you can see here there is a node.js website. Just download this particular tool. So you can go for Windows installer.msi. I already have it, but still I'm just going to click on download and I'm going to click on cancel because I already have it. Okay. So this is the first thing which you would require and you need to install it. Just follow the default instructions for installation. It's a normal process, guys. And once that is done, just go to your command prompt and you need to write here node hyphen hyphen version. So you can see like this, it would show you the version which is installed in your local. This is the way to confirm that the installation is successful. The next thing which you need to ensure is there in your local is a Visual Studio Code editor. So this is the IDE which we are using for JavaScript or TypeScript languages. It's a very popular tool for JavaScript. Just go for your operating system. Is it Mac? Then you can go for CLI. Okay. And likewise, if it is a Windows, you can go for a system installer. That is what I would prefer. So go for system installer and it will start downloading. I already have Visual Studio as well, so I'm not going to go ahead with the setup part. But again, follow the default instructions and it would allow you to install successfully both of these tools. Now, once that is done, you have done the prerequisites to get started with Playwright. What you have to do is you need to launch your Visual Studio Code now. So just go to your search box and look for Visual Studio Code app. Open it. Okay. Now you would be seeing like this a welcome screen shown to you when you launch it for the first time. And you can also customize the look and feel as well. And I have already got different projects which I had written. So I'm going to create a new project and show you all how to do that. So you need to go to file and you need to click on open folder. So here, unlike unlike IntelliJ or Eclipse, we don't have an option to create a folder and do all the things from scratch over here. So how it happens in Visual Studio Code is you need to create a folder separately onto your local. Then you can open that folder from your Visual Studio Code. Okay, so I'm going to click on open folder. Now in this admin folder, I have a folder which I created just for this tutorial, that is Playwright YT. I'm going to open that. So you can see currently it's a blank project, right? So I'm going to show you all how to work with uh, Playwright in this particular project, everything. So stay tuned for that. And in future sessions, I'm also going to use Copilot and show how it is useful in your Visual Studio Code, what benefits we can take out of this AI tool. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to explore more on that. Okay. For now, I'm just going to close it. We will come back to that later. I'm going to close the welcome page as well. So first thing what you have to do is you have to go to this three dots, click on this terminal and click on new terminal, because we want to run some commands in order to get started with our Playwright. So first command which you would want to ensure, as I had shown in my presentation, is that you need to start instantiating Playwright. But in case if let's say Playwright is not there, then what would happen, right? So let's see what happens if you try to show this, run this command. If Playwright is not there, would it install automatically? Let's have a look. So I have just done this. Now let's see what happens here. So it is going to install the following packages because it is trying to install via node manager, that is called npm. So it is asking, do you want to install these package? Let's click on Y to proceed. Then it is asking, do you want to use TypeScript or JavaScript? So we are going to learn both of them, but for the time being, I'm going to go for the second option. So just use your arrows in your keyboard and just switch over to the JavaScript and click on enter. Then it is asking, where do you want to put your end-to-end tests? Let's keep it the default as test. Do you want to have the GitHub workflow action? Let's do Y. Let's enable it. And then finally, it is asking, do you want to install browsers? It can also be done manually, by the way. But for now, I'm allowing it to also install the browsers for me. And see, it is instantiating the NPM project. So it's going to create a structure of a framework on the left hand side. And you can see it has added 3 packages already. And it has now kind of formed a structure which is little similar to our Maven project, right? And now it is installing the browsers because we had asked it to install the browsers as well. So Chromium, Firefox, WebKit, which is also like Safari in Mac, right? So all those three will be set up. So I'm just going to pause the video recording for a moment and resume it later on. So you can see that all of our browsers have got installed, and this is how it looks like. It shows you different documentation ways to run your tests. See, it has given a success. You can create a playwright test, and then it has also given you some commands what you can run, which are very useful. And we will explore all of them when we start going into deep in our next section onwards. So it has given you some examples. If you see here, it has given some examples of how a test would look like using a JavaScript language. It has given you some examples, and this is how a test case would look like. You would have a test case name here, and then there is some function here. So we look at the syntactical breakup and everything, and what is exactly this page and what exactly this does. We are going to look at very small things, elementary concepts from scratch from next session onwards. But this is just to show you all how to download and install in this session and how a sample test they have given here for support. And if you look at the another page here, playwright.config.js file, it has certain configurations which it required. So it has imported those from these library. This is nothing but installed by our playwright package. And this is the configuration which is kind of similar to pom.xml file, you can say. And you can see that our tests are present inside this test directory under this test folder. All our test cases will be present here inside this example.spec.js. And if you want to run the test cases in parallel, you can go for fully parallel equal to true. Reporter HTML means it's going to capture a report in HTML format. Then this use is very important. So we will look at how we can further add more attributes to this use object. And in projects, we can also mention which all browsers we want to execute. So for now, in the default one, they have given Chromium, Firefox, WebKit. Okay, so we'll deep dive into this particular file as well as we'll start writing our sample test inside example.spec.js in our next session. So stay tuned for that video. Thank you so much. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and give a thumbs up. Thank you.